your firearm is direct fire. Your money is indirect fire because it keeps people from coming in your perimeter, from taking away your quality of life. What I mean by quality of life, once your currency is gone or your financial stability is gone, you start living out the back of a truck. You start living in a wooden tree line. And what happens? Police officers come along and say, move along, move along. When you're homeless, they don't arrest you, just in case y'all didn't notice that shit. There is a distinct thing happening with us as African Americans. It's not just our psychosis or our thought process that's systemic in our DNA, but the real issue is discipline. We lack discipline in spending. And what I mean by that, we buy every daggone thing. And like I said, in your DNA, that comes from being in the Jim Crow era, slavery and all that. You don't know when they're gonna take something from you, steal something from you, because yes, it has happened in the past. You look at Manhattan, that was built by blacks. Look at Harlem, built by blacks. Oklahoma, built by blacks. California, Khalifa, built by blacks. Now, all that stuff was taken from you. And how was it taken? It was not taken during law jurisdiction. It was taken by something called the Klan. It was taken by people riding with rifles and shotguns, sheriffs having explosives, people shooting anti-artillery or anti-air guns onto a town full of millionaires, doctors. And what do people do now? We play it safe. But what you don't understand, it's all about the process. Get rid of 10,000 today. Next year you can get rid of 1,000 because then you just got rid of 10,000. Then after that you can get rid of 500. Now you only got 50 people left to kill. Do you actually think that the reason why they show you the shootings of Trayvon Martin and Mike Brown and all these other kids, you want to know why they show you that type of propaganda? To let you know you can't do a motherfucking thing. It has nothing to do with accurate reporting and holding the police station accountable. If they could throw one white boy or a Mexican or some daggone whatever the fuck people that do this under the damn bus and let your ass know that you ain't got no physical power or capability to fight back, they're gonna do it. Next year it's gonna be somebody else's child. And we're gonna walk around, we shall overcome. Meanwhile, people just turning the cheek every time a child dies. Buying new ass tennis shoes. It's like, he's always talking about tennis shoes. Yes. Reason why I'm talking about tennis shoes, because I see more Negroes not owning a vehicle, being able to get them to a place of employment with higher volatility. You understand what I'm saying? You are going to places where you have to walk. So you got the latest kicks on working at fast food. You're using a bus route. Now, if you use the bus route to take your ass all the way uptown, because the uptown jobs pay more money, that makes more sense. And then while you're on the bus, you can do homework for high school and college. But you don't want to multitask. You like discipline. You'd rather be walking around as a damn lie than to be the financial truth. We like discipline, people. This is a big thing about discipline. I'm going to break it down to you. When it comes to your church, and this is why I attack the churches so much relentlessly, I need you to think about the size of your congregation in your church. You have 300 members, 600 members, 1,000 members, 2,000 members. Let's go ahead and mess with old Willie Long, whatever he's doing, and Creflo Dollar. These brothers used to make at least $1 million every 3 months. $1 million. That's just for him. No telling how much the congregation grows just so he can settle bills. When I say settle bills, I ain't talking about electric, light, water, and real estate. No. Let me tell you something. These jokers buy that church, they pay the taxes first, so the rent don't matter. Yes. Buy the church, pay the taxes first, so the rent don't matter. Uncle Sam want they cut. Uncle Sam, the biggest drug dealer in the world, they want they cut. When you purchase something, bitch, I want my cut. That's simple. So when you pay your taxes off first, the motherfucking mortgage lending be like, hey, you owe. You think they're going to send the police to your house? Hell no, they ain't going to send the police to your house. Why? Because you already paid your taxes. You a 501 Charlie. Your taxes are paid on that property. Uncle Sam don't give a fuck. So, oh, bitch, he paid us our money. So the police department's not going to come knocking at your door telling you eviction notice. But the problem is we concentrate on much on the rent, electric, and the water, and we don't even look at what we call property tax. That's the shit to get your ass in jail. That's the shit that the IRS comes at your ass for. Anyway, So your congregation is 300, 600, 1,000, maybe 2,000 members. Put this in your head real quick. You've been going to that church for 5 to 10 years. This is a man educated in theology, just like I am, who does not take the time to say, you know what? I need to build some businesses around my church. If I build businesses around my church, I make my congregation more capable to sustain themselves. And if I have a sustainable congregation, my church is definitely sustainable because I've surrounded myself with businessmen and women who are religious and come to church. So, well, how the hell did you do that? How the hell did you do that? Donations. Donations. Whenever that damn Trey come around every second song, whenever he reads the same or she reads the same 4 to 6 scriptures that the council says, hey, this is all you need to read from the Bible. That's all the niggas gonna understand, just read this part. And that Trey come along because you feel good. But once you feel good for that one day, guess what happens those other 6 days? You feel like crap because you realize you can't pay certain things. And you're going to church praying, oh, Jesus, Jesus, help me make my bills. I told you before, people, God don't bless no idiots. But we're going to stay on the topic of economics. Now, the people that I'm address are your church owners, your wealthy people, your rich people, your mediums, like me, and your low ends. The first thing that you can do if you couldn't organize in the church, every member in that church, when they come in, they can put something toward the National Building Fund. Not the building fund, the National or Statewide Building Fund. And with that National Statewide Building Fund, you get everybody in there, see what type of credentials they got, see what type of college they got. Okay, she's got a degree in accounting. Oh, okay, he's got a mastership in carpentry, mastership in plumbing. Oh, I got 6 guys in there to do construction. They're at least licensed carpenters. I got people in here who are cooks and chefs. But guess what they got, baby? They got no place to show their talent. Those accountants and those financial degrees can be your first bank and loan officers. Those cooks and those chefs and culinary artists, that could be your black-owned restaurant. And your carpentry and construction, plumbing and electrician, you can have an African-American come repair your home when you keep African-American dollars at an African-American community. All right, easy talk, but what's the walk? This is the damn walk. Every week, y'all come into y'all little organization where your members are 500, 600, 900, or 1,000. You get $5 a week. $5 a week toward the National Building Fund. Y'all need to think y'all wasted kinetic energy 10 to 12 years in the goddamn church. So you just gonna have to ride this donkey, baby. You gonna have to ride it. So every week you bring in $5. There's 52 weeks in the year. Do the math. 52 weeks in the year. So that's $80 a month. You getting it? 20 bucks a month. 20 bucks a month. After that 20, that's $240. I'm sorry. I said 80. 240 bucks a month. 240 bucks a year. So $5 a week, 20 bucks a month, 240 bucks a year. With that 240 bucks a year, you're looking at $2,400 in 10 years. 10 years. But you didn't multiply times the members that are giving and donating. See, if you got 1,000 members, people, times 10 years, times 240 bucks a year, that's $2.4 million. What's the first thing you open up? You open up your loan office in your own bank. So now you take your direct deposit, you send it to this bank, you get all your car loans and home loans from this bank. Now your mortgage is being paid to a black loan bank. Your check is coming into a black-owned bank. You should be able to get a low interest rate loan from a black-owned bank. Why? Because you share shares in that bank. That's right, because for 5 to 10 years, you've dedicated $5 a week for the past 10 years for this bank to be up. So you're a shareholder. So you got 1,000 to 2,000 members that are shareholders. And you have to just be a church to do it. All these so-called dope boys out here, these drug dealers. Man, look, if you think you're going to be in the drug game for the rest of your life, you're slightly mistaken. If you're really intelligent, highly intelligent, you're going to get 10, maybe 5, almost 15 years on the run. During that time, you're going to build up some enemies. So you're going to be forced to defend yourself. You have to change the way you sell drugs. Okay? And this might sound stupid. But if you're a drug dealer, your first rule is you never sell to anything under 21. Never. Because that's not an adult. Never sell to anything under 21. Never. So what? A child got the money and you just trying to get their money. You have to have morals in warfare. You have to have morals. So if you sell them to a kid, of course you're going to have a bad name for yourself. First thing is, you look like a drug dealer. 2, you're in a location like a drug dealer. 3, you don't have a clientele-consistent business. And what I mean by that, more than likely, the property that you sit on or the personnel that you sell to, whatever you're selling them, does not have the consistency to keep your money coming back and forth. Like people buying groceries, people buying gas. People who sell weed last longer, but their dollar ain't stronger. People who sell heroin and meth, look at your customers. Your customers die out. They become whatever. Cokeheads, you messing with some real big cash because your supplier ain't playing around. He'll chop your damn head off. But the first thing you need to change is your moral value, who you sell to. You can't sell to children, people. You just can't do it. Don't sell to children. That's the first instinctive thing. The pharmaceutical agencies in the United States already sell to children. They fucking children up. Don't be a part of that process. The reason why I say don't sell to anything under 21 because this person has made a choice that they want to fuck their body up by taking drugs. To me, it's a win-win. Hey, don't let that money go to waste, especially if you plan on putting in the plan I told you. $5 a week, $20 a month, $240 a year, $2,400 in 10 years, 1,000 damn people, that's $2.4 million. And what do you do with that $2.4 million? You buy yourself a loan office. Make sure they're both different now, not the same. A loan office, $1.2 million, starting off, and a bank, $1.2 million, starting off. Now, after you build a building and rent the building, you're probably gonna be able to start their account off at maybe $85,000. $85,000 can make a lot of people happy, and I'm gonna tell you why when I get to net worth. Drug dealers, you need to change your appearance. Stop wearing all the b-boy shit. You're spending most of your revenue in dumb shit. Most of your revenue is being bought in dumb shit. If you had any goddamn sense, you'd probably buy an armored car and drive around like Brink security. Ain't no cop gonna pull over an armored car. Why would he? And that's your dope van. Or if you ain't got money like that, buy about 5 or 6 mountain bikes for you and your pushers. Put on a cheap ass $60 suit, tie, t-shirt, put a couple of Watchtower pamphlets in your pocket, and ride around like Jehovah's Witnesses. Ain't no cop can pull a man over in no goddamn suit. Because all you got to do is say, sir, do you accept Jesus, Lord Christ, as your Savior? You like, get the fuck out of my face with that shit. Now you run around with product with diplomatic immunity. Then you need to invest in the area in which you sell. Y'all know y'all got a lot of squatter houses in there. There's some black carpenters, some construction men that can go to Home Depot and Lowe's and fix up these houses that you selling drugs around. Because you're not selling to children, you seem to feel that you should put that tax-free dollars back into the hood you took it out of. And I'm gonna tell you how you do it. The way you take them tax-free dollars and put it back in the hood that you took them out of, you buy properties. 1 or 2 properties. The properties have no value, no worth whatsoever when you're in a heavily drug-infested neighborhood. They have no value. So if you invest by buying property, you get a carpenter, plumber, and electrician to fix that thing up. Once he fixes that thing up, guess what? Now you can get it inspected by the same people where place your mama lived at, Section 8. But instead, they ain't living in apartments, they're living in a home. Now you're putting children in a home. Hopefully a home that's in a pretty decent school district. So you're giving to those children what was never given to you, a chance. So if you do happen to go to prison, or you do happen to get shot and killed, you can say, you know what, I've cleaned myself spiritually of this planet. Once you got a couple of those properties going, guess where that money goes? To that black bank you set up. Straight to your account. Now you have revenue that is taxable. Now the more houses you buy with tax-free cash, which is dope cash, you turn it into revenue. Next thing you know, man, within the 15, 20-year mark, you out of the game. You wouldn't say Chineses. So did you just get that? All right, look. We have about, I think, 4 classifications. There's wealthy, rich, medium, and low. What is your net worth? You have any idea what your net worth is? Okay. Well, you know wealth is. Wealth is where your money doesn't even need to be touched. It works for you. That means you loan businesses money to make money for you. Rich means you got money in your family, all right? And your family is capable of generating wealth, all right? Medium means you have a job, you work for a gross income a year, you get taxed, and you got to figure out a hustle to make more money without getting your muscle taken away. And low, pretty much people who work fast food, live on Section 8, what's that shit called? Minimum wage? You're in the low bracket. Now, what is your net worth? Your net worth is based on what you take in compared to what you pay out and owe. That is your net worth. So when you hear them saying Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, and what's the name, got 1.8 billion net worth, or 1.2 million net worth, that means studio time, home mortgage, automobiles that they own, they make more than what they owe. You understand what I'm saying? It's what water comes in compared to what water you pee out. You understand what I mean? So your net worth, if you look at it, of course whites are going to be at the top because they've put a system in their own banks that when a white man or white woman comes in for a loan, when they fill out that application, they ask what their religion is, usually Catholic, all right? Everything else, it don't matter, but they usually put Catholic. When they say race, they put down white, all right? Male or female. Then they put down where they work. Most of these white people that can get a loan higher than you with lower interest don't make more money than you. That's right. Yeah, that's right. You'll never see the paperwork. I can show you better than I can tell you. Trust me. So most of those jokers that get a loan, they get a lower interest rate than you. Automatically. The bank make their money off your black ass. If you're Latino, Hispanic, and Mexican, if you're anything other than white, they're going to get you at a higher interest rate. In your car, at a regular fucking loan, and a damn house loan. They make their money up. That's why you're going to never get ahead in this race. You understand? Because their races are set up for them to run on a treadmill going that way. Not a treadmill, but a daggone escalator going that way. And your ass running over, you jumping over obstacles, running over tacks, running over flame. You can't get your speed together. Not to mention, this motherfucker left 500 years earlier. You're not going to catch him, bro. All right, so your net worth is how much compared to coming in, compared to what you owe. The money coming in compared to what you owe. Whites, usually in the medium range, I'm talking about medium range people who can help out those who ain't got it. Medium range whites usually make about $110,000. That's their net worth. That's their net worth. Asians are the next bracket, you know, the ones that own all the hair companies and hair stores that you go and spend your whole fucking check in. They got the tennis shoes and all the Mickey Mouse watches and outfits. Oh, they've been doing this game for 15 years, and you still ain't fucking figured that out. I got nothing against the Asians, but they got discipline with their money, man. They make about $74,000 because they don't have as many stores. They don't own the transportation, shipping, and handling. So they lose about $25,000 to $30,000 to that. All right. Plus, they come over here tax-free for the first 10 years. So they have money and capability to recuperate. They can get a hold of wealth. They don't knock their loans down. Most of them come over here with their own money from their own country, with the backing from their own bank. Because the bank knows that they setting up business in America, that bank's going to fund that Asian. All right. When you look at the Latino community sits around, or Hispanic community sits around 51,000. 51,000. Why? Because they don't buy anything that don't support them. They have their own stores, they have their own eateries, they have their own restaurant, they have everything ran by their own people, which we do not. That's why their net worth is a little bit higher than ours. That's medium, average, 51,000. Now, when you get down to me and the rest of my peers, most of our net worth is going to be about 40, 50-something thousand if we're lucky. Yeah, so and if you look at that, you really can't do nothing with 50,000 when you're thinking on a yearly basis. You can if you're strategically smart with your money, but you really can't do nothing with it. Last but not least, if you was to go into the low range, that money would change to whites being $10,000 a year, Latinos being $7,000 a year, no, Asians being $7,000 a year, and Latinos being about $5,000 a year net worth, and then the low end, non-efficient African American or American African people looking at $4,400. So when you take out a $2,000 loan, or you buy something worth $2,000, or you got $2,000 worth of cash in your pocket, get ready to spend it for New Year's, you just took out half your net worth. if you're a broke ass nigga. We're gonna continue this, man. I hit the 20-minute mark. Stand by.